Good morning. It is 7:15 a.m. on Friday, March 23rd, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis. I did turn on my mixer. Good. Um, Today I thought I would talk about a movie. Last night I watched Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, which I had heard good things about. I think just like in principle, when I heard that it was coming out, I was thinking, Jumanji was a good movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember liking it, and then say sure, yeah, a sequel. And it is kind of an interesting idea that it would evolve into a video game. Although there's an aspect of as someone who likes board games, I'm not a hardcore fan necessarily, but the idea that somehow it would have to, the board games are not cool enough or something. But at the same time, it's still a neat idea. And then adding the whole select your role body switch element to it seemed fun. And then I heard good things about it too. So I was always interested, and then I just never quite made it out to the theater to see it. And so I was waiting for it to be available to rent digitally. And it is now, so that's why I watched it. Um, and it's really good. It's a lot of fun. I think that for sort of a silly comedy action movie, adventure movie, it has some fairly real stuff in it, like the the Kevin Hart and the Rock characters have their relationship feels kind of surprisingly nuanced for a movie of this kind. Meaning, the idea of we used to be friends, but now you're too cool for me. Idea and the way that a of course I'll help you, you're my friend relationship can start to turn into something that's not so healthy. Um, but then dealing with what's some of the real emotions at the heart of that, but without necessarily sugarcoating it. So there's a scene where they actually where they have a fight in the game, and I was kind of surprised with how real and raw the emotion of that felt. What just given that the movie's kind of silly generally. So I don't want to make it sound like this movie's serious because it's not. But I was just surprised that some of that was better handled than I expected, I guess. Um, but all of it's pretty fun. Um, uh, Karen Gillan as a sort of mousy, shy girl who gets to be the flirty femme fatale character in the game was really funny. Um, and then, of course, I think one of the characters that everyone watching the ads kind of is curious about how does that go is Jack Black, because it is basically the hot teenage girl who ends up in that character's body. And so Jack Black is essentially playing a hot, self involved teenage girl who unhappily finds herself stuck in Jack Black's body in the middle of this deadly video game. And it's really good. I mean, it's handled really well. It goes some places that um, I kind of wasn't sure that they were going to try to deal with in a movie like this. But in terms of like, yep, she is in a actual male body. Um, but the way it handles it is a little surprising. First of all, Jack Black plays it just extremely well in a just very funny way. And it's surprisingly, given that there could be some easy jokes to be made at the expense of, say trans people. Um, there's nothing like that in there. Everything is pretty. Um, it's funny but respectful, and interesting, and yeah, so like it's definitely one of the highlights of the movie, that performance, and so the whole movie is very good. I recommend it. So yeah, anyway, that's Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. So, and uh, that's all I'm going to talk about today. So I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.